Good morning, dear students. Welcome to your class on Indian poetry. Yesterday, I have sent to you the outline of the poem and some details regarding Kamalatas and this particular poem. I'm sure that you have gone through them so that you will have a better understanding of the text when we study the text in detail today. And you are all aware of the role of Kamalatas in Indo-Anglian literature. Kamalatas, Kamala Suraya or Madhavikutty. She is known by all these names. She is such a popular figure. And, she died nearly a decade back. But even now, she continued to charm us all. She is the unapologetic poet who never apologizes for her words or deeds. And she is the enigmatic mistress of words. The readers are still charmed by her writings. And again, that she is remembered as a major Indian woman writer who is popular for her candid autobiography. I'm sure that the majority of you have read her autobiography, My Story. My Story is actually a blending of fact and fiction, but it is counted to be her autobiography. The candid biography, the frank short stories, and the disturbingly explicit poems that she has written had given her a special place in Indian literature. Now, a peep into the biographical details of the author. Kamalatas or Madhavikutty, she was born in Punniyurkulam near Thrissur in 1934. And when she was a small girl, she was taught by private tutors. She didn't have a formal education. That is, private tutors were arranged to teach her. And even from a very young age, she showed great interest in poems. She was inspired by her great uncle, who was a renowned writer of the time, Nalapat Narayana Menon. And her mother is Balamaniyamma, the famous poetess. And so naturally, young Kamala, she also developed a great liking for poetry. And at the age of 15, she got married to Madhavadas. Madhavadas was an officer in the Reserve Bank of India. And so, after her marriage, Kamalatas, she lived in the great cities of India like Calcutta, Mumbai and New Delhi. Majority of the time she was in Calcutta and Mumbai. And she was not at all happy with the monotonous city life. Her great love for village life, the innocence of rustic life, is revealed in her My Story, Nirmadalam Putagalam, her poems, and so on. Actually, Kamalatas is described as a confessional poetess. She is down to earth and very bold. She was born in an orthodox family, but very unorthodox in her themes and presentation. She was actually talking about her personal feelings and emotions through her poems. And her poems are nostalgic, and at the same time, her poems are a record of her personal feelings. In majority of the poems, she writes about love. She writes about the mutual love between lovers, and she makes a definition of love that is experienced by the lovers in actual life. And when you go through the poems of Kamala Das, we are forced to remember the sonnets of William Shakespeare, especially sonnet number 116, dealing with true love. And again, John Donne, the great metaphysical poet, and his treatment of love. Actually, William Shakespeare and John Donne presents the idealized version of love. And in True Love, William Shakespeare says that true love doesn't change with changes in the human body. And he says that true love is like a lighthouse, it is like a pole star. Time cannot do anything on true lovers. And it is the concept of William Shakespeare. John Donne, in his poem, Valediction Forbidding Morning, in the canonization, he expresses his feelings of love. In Valediction Forbidding Morning, the poet talks about lovers, true lovers, as two legs of a compass. What is the speciality of the two legs of the compass? The two legs of the compass is united at the middle. Or for Donne, true lovers are one soul in two bodies. And Donne clearly says that true lovers cannot be separated. Our true lovers cannot be separated even by death. This is the idealized version of love. When you study poetry, it is good to make cross references for a better understanding of the poetess and her poem. But Kamala Das is confessional. She is down to earth, as I have mentioned earlier, very daring, and with great sincerity, she expresses her innermost feelings. I told you in the beginning that she was unapologetic for her words and deeds. See, she was criticized for writing her autobiography, My Story. But she was least worried about it, and she never wanted to change even a line from the story. And that is Kamala Das, her boldness, her feminine sensibility. Actually, candid and daring treatment of female sexuality is what she does in her poems. And she believes that poetry should be sincere. What comes from the mind of the poetess should be true. And again, she has the courage to present her ideas in the public. That is why I told you that she is very unorthodox, even though she was born and brought up in a very orthodox setting. And so her poems very clearly present her feelings of love, marriage, and many other controversial topics. Again, we were talking about the biographical details, and in between I told you about her style of presentation. Usually when she writes poems, she will be using free verse. This particular poem, In Love, also is written in free verse, and the poem looks rather like prose. But the strict economy of words makes the poem exceptionally beautiful and meaningful. Same is the case with Ghanashyam. Same is the case with the Freaks and all the poems written by Kamala Das. And actually, before going to the poem in detail, let me wind up the biographical details. Kamala Das, she in 1999, actually she converted to Islam, and that was a revolutionary aspect of her personality. There was much criticism. She was criticized by her Orthodox family members, by the Hindu community around. But she embraced Islam in 1999. And for 10 years, she lived as an Islam with the name Kamala Suraya. And the eventful life came to an end in 2009. And so that is Kamala Das. And so just to remember, Kamala Das or Kamala Suraya Madhavikutty, one and the same person. She was born in 1934 near Thrissur, and she was born in a very orthodox family. Even from a very young age, she had shown unusual interest in poems, in writing poems, enjoying poems. And she was greatly influenced by her grandmother. She says that she received immense love and affection from her grandmother. And after her marriage, she cannot enjoy the love that she had in the past. And she says that even now she can continue to live thinking of the great love and concern that was shown to her by her grandmother. And so she was influenced by her great uncle, Nalapattu Narayana Menon, who was a renowned author, a writer. And again, her mother is the famous Balamani Amma. And at the age of 15, she got married to Madhava Das, and he was an officer in the Reserve Bank. And after her marriage, Kamala Das was forced to live in big cities like Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai, and so on. But she was not at all interested in city life. She was always yearning to return to the beautiful village life, which she enjoyed for 15 years. Finally, in 1999, she embraced Islam, and she died in 2009. Actually, May 31st, 2009, at the age of 75.